Hey y'all, I'm gonna make some beef stew tonight. I've got my meat cooking already. Got my onions chopped up, my eyes are burning. I'm gonna get the carrots and potatoes chopped up and maybe have some grilled cheese with it just because I've got some Longhorn cheese and it's so good, so we're gonna try that. Okay, getting these potatoes chopped up or peeled, and then I'm gonna let them, well that didn't work, I don't know what I was doing. Missed the whole thing. I'm going to use several of these because they are small potatoes. And I'm going to let them sit in the water so they don't brown. Then I'll get the carrots. Okay, I've got the potatoes peeled. The meat is still cooking because I love for it to have a little bit of brown on it. And I've got my onions in the meat. And I use them, make about chunks about like that. You can do it however you want. There's not a wrong way. There. I'm just going to put those back in this water. This is probably about 10 small potatoes. Okay, I've got the carrots almost done. I used a whole bag, but it wasn't, it was a rough looking bag. It didn't have a lot in there, but you can always use more if you like. And that's all I'm going to put in mine. Some onions, potatoes, and some carrots. That's how we like ours. And I've got all of everything ready to go in. Here. Whoa, that sun is bright. There's the meat. And I've cooked it down. Now I'm going to put it in this pot with some broth. I'm going to turn it back up because it's not quite brown. But anyway, there. It's a good bit. It's big chunks. So. Okay, I've got some water that I'm adding to this pot. Gonna probably add about one more quart. Just turned off, popping everywhere. There, that. All right, that sun is coming in that window so bright. Carrots are going in, and I am just gonna add a handful of celery. And I'm going to go ahead and dump in the meat because I really want it to be very tender. All right, now we're just going to wait on it to get going. And I'm going to add a little bit of this. I usually use beef broth, but this is beef bouillon. I'm just going to add a teaspoon to see how it tastes after it gets cooked in with it for a minute. Then if it needs more, I'm going to add just a little more. Everything's done. It's time to add these potatoes. It should take about 10 minutes maybe. Doesn't take long for potatoes. Whoa. Going to add those. Yeah. It's going to make a good bit. This is the Colby Longhorn cheese. Is huge pieces, and I'm going to make some grilled cheese with this. One piece is way too big. It'll make two. So creamy and just delicious. Ooh, look at that cheese. Still melting right here. Ooh, look at that. Thick too. Yum. All right, it's ready. It smells very good. Ooh. Ooh, time to eat. Look at that Colby cheese. Gosh, that looks delicious. And the beef stew. It's too hot. It's too hot. I've done tasted a little bit of it. It's very good. Now let's just cut into this. See what it's going to be like. I love a grilled cheese. That cheese is so thick that I bought. Woo. Gosh, that looks good. And I like to dip mine into there. Oh. It's cold outside. Soup, grilled cheese. Look at that. So good. Beef stew and grilled cheese. No, I don't normally make grilled cheese with beef stew, but I thought it would be a good time to do it today with this cheese. And on the beef broth, all right, on the beef broth, I ended up putting 4.5 teaspoons in there. And it probably would have been fine with 5, but it was just perfect for the flavor that I needed. Anyway, there it is. Beef stew. Homemade beef stew.